I love factoring quadratics. Factoring anything is writing it as a product of its two factors. So like 6, if we factor 6, we're going to write it as 2 times 3. That is factoring. Hi, I'm Sarah. I've been a STEM teacher for 20 years and I like to make math easy and engaging and not so scary for everyone involved. If you have a question, leave it in the comments or send me a DM. So if I have like 8x, right? I've got 8 times x. Now I don't know what x is, so I can't factor it anymore. But then here I can factor this to 2 times 4. And even 4, I can keep going and I can factor it to 2 times 2. So I could rewrite this 8x as 2 times 2 times 2 times x. So that's called prime factorization, and that's what you're going to be looking for, actually something that we're going to look for later. But really just factoring quadratics is figuring out what two things am I multiplying together to get this quadratic. Well, eventually we'll get to factoring trinomials, but if I have something like 4x squared plus 2x, okay? And if I need to factor it, that means I need to talk about like, okay, how can I rewrite this in a way that allows me to, well, rewrite it in a way that it's a multiplication problem, not this addition problem, right? Because when you're dealing with addition and subtraction, sometimes it can make it a little bit tricky because you've got all these different terms and you have to talk about like terms and things like that. And so it's sort of like adding and subtracting fractions, right? You have to have the common denominator and all of that. You can't just add or subtract anything like willy-nilly. So what you can look at is you can look at 4x squared plus 2x. So what are these both divisible by? So 4x squared is 4 times x times x. And 4 I could even write as 2 times x, right? 2x I can just write as 2 times x. Okay. Now if I look at these, what I'm looking for is a common factor, which is sort of like a common multiple kind of, okay? So what I've got here is I've got a 2 in both of them, and I've got an x in both of them. So what I can do is I can take those out, and that becomes my common factor. So I have 2x, and then so I'm going to have 2x times whatever left in the parentheses. Okay, so what's left behind if I take this 2 and this x is just a 2x. From this 4x squared, I divide it by 2x and it becomes 2x. Got a lot of 2's going on. That was probably kind of a bit of a mistake. That's okay. And this 2x, when I take that 2x out because it becomes this, that just leaves me with a positive 1. Okay, now I can check this by going 2x times 2x is 4x squared, right? So I can do a little check. 2x times 2x is 4x squared. 2x times 1 is 2x. That's a little plus. And there we go. So we can check that if I multiply these two things together and like distribute it, it's going to give me what I started with. Easy peasy, right?